One thing about me, I am a huge reader. There is nothing I love more than curling up with a good book and a blanket and my little candle going. Literally the best thing in the world. So I thought let's build a house in the Sims 4 inspired by popular book series. But before we get started today, this video is sponsored by Gameloft. You guys have heard me talk about Disney Dreamlight Valley quite a bit on this channel. Yes, it's an amazing game to get cozy and relax with, but it's also great for those who love to get creative in gaming. With so many different options for furniture, crafting, and decor, there are truly endless ways for you to be creative in Disney Dreamlight Valley. This is how I've customized some of my valley so far. It's been really coming along lately. I've been spending a lot of time on it. I actually just added this empty room into my house. So let's start customizing it. I can add in some cute decor. This apothecary shelf I want to add in. Look at this funky lamp. And maybe we also add in a fancy couch. I just added this trellis in front of my shelf for extra planty vibes. And if I want to customize even further, I can use the Touch of Magic tool to add my own designs, swatches, and patterns to my furniture. Of course, a new renovation means new outfit. And look at my newly renovated room. This is looking so much better. Plus, they are always adding new exciting content into the game. Like for example, Timon and Pumbaa have just arrived into the valley. So check out Disney Dreamlight Valley by clicking the link down in the description below. And thank you again to Gameloft for sponsoring this video. Let's get back into it. Alright, so for the exterior, I wanted to start off with Twilight. I have no idea how we haven't built something Twilight inspired on this channel yet, especially in Hoa Hoa season. Like if you Google Twilight at this time of year, there's even a banner that says it's Hoa Hoa season. You can't make this stuff up. But everyone knows about Twilight at this point. You know that super popular series about a super regular girl who just so happens to fall for a vampire, and then she gets wrapped up in even more vampire trouble, and then the whole vampire family has to get involved. Oh, and she also kind of falls for a werewolf, and then that gets super weird later on. Anyway, we're going to be building the Cullen house. It's this really modern, extravagant house that's meant to be in Forks, Washington, but it's actually located in Portland. I even found some floor plans online, so I'm going to be trying to use those for inspiration, as well as the pictures that I can find. Like all my videos, by the way, I try not to spoil anything, which is why the summaries tend to be extremely brief. And sometimes it's kind of silly and like hard to make the summaries so brief, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, because I have the floor plan, I'm able to actually use the custom wall tool to build this thing, at least for the bottom floors. So judging by the floor plan, I think it looks like this. Coming up onto the second floor, this is going to be a really big house, by the way. We're probably going to have to split this video into two parts, but I am planning on doing at least some of the interior today as well. So we'll see how far we get. I'm actually going to bring this part in a little bit, and then we'll bring it out. And then there's this really big like diagonal piece, which is kind of what makes the house look so unique, I think. Oh, I butchered it. I'm gonna have to start over here. Maybe this bottom floor will work a little better for us. So let's try this again. Bringing it down, coming around, coming up this way, and then all the way out like this. Okay, I think maybe we're onto something. Let's see how it looks once we add the final floor. Like the top floor kind of just comes along like this, but it does look like there is a balcony coming off of the diagonal part. So I'm gonna carve out some space. Again, the angling is gonna be a little strange because our diagonal walls in The Sims 4 only have one option for an angle. It would be so cool if we could actually hold alt or something and then the diagonal went however you wanted it to, but that just seems way too advanced for Sims 4 build mode right now. Okay, now that we have this weird balcony space, I'm gonna use just a random fence for now to build out a front deck. And I actually want to just use a small room over here to be kind of like our column holding up that balcony. I'm just gonna erase this fence for now because I'm gonna do a little more work on this later because we also have to do some platform roofing. So to do that, again, I'm gonna take the custom room tool. I find this is the easiest way for me to make weird shaped platforms, and I'm making sure that my room goes over the shell because I want the roofing to have a little bit of overhang. From there, we're gonna raise this up maybe by 2 ticks, and then we'll just erase the wall. So we're gonna be left with the platform there. And then don't forget to page up and delete your ceiling, otherwise you're just gonna have some weird floating flooring going on up there. That looks okay for now, but I think I'm gonna add another layer on there. So same thing, just using my custom room tool, making a smaller version of the shape that I I just made. And here's how it's coming along so far with the roofing. Before we add any wallpaper, I'm gonna go in and add some half walls here. I'm adding it all along the diagonal roof part, but it even looks like there's a balcony at the front here too. So I'm just gonna add that in with a glass fence. Okay, this is looking pretty good so far. Let's start adding our wallpaper, and we're gonna need two different types. We need like some wood paneling and a super dark gray kind of wallpaper. So I know Eco Lifestyle has this super dark gray that I like. So I'm gonna try that for those top and bottom floors, but then for the paneling, my first thought again was this Eco Lifestyle stuff, but looking at it from different angles and more closely, I feel like the wood looks a little bit cleaner than this. So instead, I'm gonna opt for this siding here from Growing Together. These movies and the books have such a hold on me, and I really think they always will. Like, I read the books when I was younger, but I rewatched these movies every single fall, and every time I watch them, they just get worse and worse, but like, I love them. It's so interesting too, seeing how it's held up over time. Like, people love to meme about Twilight, but like, this franchise made an entire generation fall in love with vampires. Like, and I think a big part of it too was the fact that they were dating while filming. Like, when I figured that out when I was a kid, my brain just exploded. Also, maybe this is specific to my school, but all the boys in my class, like in my grade, hated Twilight. Hated it. Specifically hated like the boys in the movie. I think they were jealous because the girls were obsessed with them. To their credit though, I was very young when this movie came out, so maybe they're over it, maybe not. So I've just built out my flooring from the deck there because I'm going to be coming in with some terrain. This house is actually up on a hill and there are some stairs coming down. So using the rain terrain tool, I just clicked like slightly to bring it up. Then I'm going to use the flatten terrain tool, and wherever we click, this one will flatten too. So that's a little bit too high. I'm going to come down so that it's just a little lower than that. I'm going to add some stairs on this level. I'm also going to bring some flooring here, and I'm going to bring it out this way because I'm going to have more stairs connecting from here. So those ones are going to reach the ground level, and it's kind of like giving it more dimension with those two heights. Then I'm going to use this fence here from Eco Lifestyle, and I'll leave the other side for now because I'm going to fill that in with rocks and landscaping. Over here, we're going to add a driveway. So what I'm going to actually do is take a half gabled roof piece, and we're just going to connect that onto the flooring we made. Holding Alt, I'm going to lower that down so it's directly on the height I need it to be, making sure it's truly connecting on there. And then I'm actually going to bring it out as well so it's a little bit longer. I'm using this base game roof paint, and holding Alt, I'm just going to extend this adjuster all the way into the ground so it's connecting down there. And then I'm just going to add another set of stairs right here, and we'll just add some terrain paint so this part doesn't look so weird. Next up, we need to add on some windows, and for some of them I was thinking we could try these from Growing Together, and I think we can combine those with some regular ones from Eco Lifestyle. Same as at the front here, I'm using the Eco Lifestyle ones, but layered on top of those, I'm going to add these here from Get to Work. That way we get the same sort of shape that they have in the actual house. We'll do the same thing on this floor above. There are a lot of windows on this house. We need a garage door. This is from Snowy Escape. The front door I think I'll keep with Eco Lifestyle, and we'll just do base game for the patio door. But okay, for landscaping, first thing we're gonna do is open up bb.show live edit objects and bb.show hidden objects for debug. I'm gonna type debug into the search bar, and we're gonna find my favorite debug rocks. We're gonna turn on the grid using G on the keyboard, and then we're gonna page down into the basement and raise these things through the floor. This is a classic trick on my channel. It just makes the rocks sit more flush with the terrain. And the landscaping again is very grassy. It looks not dead, but not particularly alive either. So I'm going to be filling that in with ferns, wild grass, and really just any overgrown grass type pieces of landscaping. Also going around the back, I'm going to be using pine tree landscaping. So Outdoor Retreat has some good ones. I also want to use some of them from Vampires, like these ones in the back here that look a little more sparse. So here we go. This is looking so good. The final touch we need to add is their iconic car. I believe they drive like a Volvo. So let's hunt through debug and see what we can find. Okay, I think this is gonna have to be good enough. We're gonna park that baby right in the driveway. And here we have the Cullen house from Twilight. This is absolutely everything to me. My 13-year-old self would be screaming right now. Look at it from this angle. I feel like that diagonal part actually worked out despite how weird it looked earlier. Here it is from this angle too. It was actually really hard for me to get a head-on shot of this house house. I think probably because there's so many trees like actually in front of the real thing, but here she is. I'm super happy with how this turned out. Okay, coming inside, let me show you this massive layout. So I think we're gonna leave the top 2 floors today because I want to open this up to you guys. I want to know what book series you want me to include in these. I'm already thinking ACOTAR. I think we're gonna lock that one in, but I was also thinking Chronicles of Narnia could be cool, Hunger Games, Lord of the Rings. Let me know what you want to see in these rooms up top and I'll put that video out later this week. I also have these garage rooms which we're not going to touch today, so we could do something fun there. Or if you just want to see more Twilight rooms, I could also include those. But for this section of the house over here, we're going to build a super detailed room for Harry Potter. The Harry Potter series follows a young boy who receives an invitation to attend Hogwarts, the School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. After making some great friends, he learns he is actually a very famous and powerful wizard with the capabilities to defeat the greatest evil of all time. By the way, if you asked me years ago about this series, I would have had a lot more positive things to say. Obviously, I grew up watching these movies, I've read the books, I have so many memories of going to the actual movie theater to watch this. The author though, definitely not a fan of her anymore. She says a lot of things I do not agree with, but I do still see a lot of people asking for Harry Potter builds often on this channel, so I did want to include it. I just want to build something cool in The Sims 4, and I think we can do that with this room because I want this to be like a study hall of Hogwarts when you enter into this Twilight house. I'm using Castle Estate flooring on the ceiling and floor, also adding Castle Estate wallpaper. For this big part here, I want this to be like the Great Hall. This is a room where everyone from every house comes to gather and eat. They sit at big dining tables with benches, which we don't have like bench seating that'll connect onto a dining table, so I'm going to use a picnic table and I just put them together so it's like one big table like that. But the most recognizable part of this room are the floating candles that float above all of them. I need just plain candles. I was thinking about using this one from Lovestruck, but I think it would look a little strange if I just had this floating with the candlestick. But we do have these ones from Eco Lifestyle we could use. They're gonna stick to my table, so I'm just gonna move these tables over for a sec, and I'm gonna raise these candles up one by one, so they're gonna be floating above the table. The only thing is they're not lit. So maybe if we come into live mode, it'll be easier. Oh, okay, we can light all candles, so I can add them all and we can do it after. Cute. This is one of those things that I know is gonna be super time consuming, but I just know is going to work out. So let me just raise up all of these candles one by one, and I'll show you guys what it looks like once I've added them all. There we go, we have all our candles added. I put the tables back and we're gonna clutter this up. I want to add a bunch of old books on this table, the notepads. The main purpose of this room for us is going to be used as a study because these little nooks are going to be represented by the different houses. But I also wanted to add food on here, like cakes, more candles obviously. I've been obsessed with these Lovestruck candles. Oh, and we could also add in some of the Realm of Magic books cluttered everywhere. So here we have our cluttered table. I want our stairwell over here to represent the moving staircases in Harry Potter, which are of course completely full of all the portraits. So we are going to fill this entire wall up with those. Any of them that we can find, we're just going to be adding them here. I'm probably gonna have it going all the way up the staircase too, so I might need to use duplicates here, but like we can shrink them so they're different sizes, so hopefully they'll look a little different. Oh, and there's these guys. And again, I am gonna be bringing this all the way through and around and up the other side. For more lighting, I'm using these from the Riviera Retreat Kit. And another item I've been obsessed with lately is this Touch of Starlight item from Lovestruck. It has these sparkles on the wall that actually are lights. This item I actually always forget about because it's barely visible in the build menu, but I've been using it in like every single build lately. Like I will find some way to use these sparkles. I'm actually gonna bring these all along this entire wall. I'm bringing in a little sparkle of magic to this study, and I'm going in and changing the lighting in these nooks to represent each house that will be built in there. So we've got the blue, the green, the yellow, and down underneath the stairs, this is going to be red. Before we actually get to those nooks, I'm just gonna finish off this area over here. And to do that, I'm just gonna stack some old bookshelves. So these ones I'm using are both from base game. I'm gonna raise one of these up on top of the other base game one. I'm gonna raise up a tapestry in this corner. And for curtains, I'm actually gonna use these ones here from base game. I've also added this crest here. This is from Discover University. All right, and here we have the Great Hall. I'm super happy with how this turned out. I love the candles up top. I knew they would look good. We have all the paintings and portraits on the wall. They're again going all the way up and around. This is how it looks from this side. So let's start doing some of our nooks. I think think we'll start off here with the blue one, which will be Ravenclaw. So this one is going to have to be extra studious because Ravenclaw focuses on learning, wit, and wisdom. They're obviously represented by the raven, and each house is also represented by an element. So theirs is air. Again, their colors are blue and bronze. So I wanted to add this here. I also wanted to add this over the desk. We'll raise up another big candlestick from vampires, which again, I'm changing all of these lights over to blue. I'm gonna give them a big rug. This one's from high school years. And I actually want to use this one because I think I can give one of each color to every house. Like, yeah, we definitely have a dark green, there's a red swatch, and a yellow. And I just want to add a bunch of academic clutter. Like, I'm adding these big stacks of books. These are from the Book Nook kit, and I love that they just stack on top of each other like this. We'll add a notebook in the center here. Oh, we need to add this statue here from Paranormal. I'm adding a big bookshelf in the back here, and I also want to bring in some Realm of Magic clutter, like the blue crystal ball. We could add a blue potion. On this side, I love this tapestry from Vampires, and it does come in blue, so we're gonna add that. I'm also adding in some of these pictures from the Crystal Creations kit. We can add these Discover University blueprints, and I can add even more of these blue shelves from the Book Nook kit. And then on top of there, I'm just gonna add some more candles. All right, so we have our Ravenclaw study. I'm obsessed with all of the magical clutter going on in here. This is how it's looking to the other side. I just added like this sign here. There's this table back here with a Realm of Magic blue book. I just love that wall there, and I feel like all the other ones are gonna follow suit. Let's next do this Under the Stairs Gryffindor one, which feels a little evil, but it's gonna be cute and cozy under here. So again, bringing the same high school years rug, we're gonna use it in red. Gryffindors are of course known for their bravery, honor, and loyalty. Their symbol is the lion, which I feel like we might have a hard time finding anything for that. Oh, we have this guy from Vintage Glamour. Great. I guess we can add him on the bookshelf. For this one, I was definitely thinking about mounting some of the broomsticks on the wall for Quidditch. And high school years actually has some really nice red swatches, so I'm gonna use these shelves. There's a crystal ball here we can add from Paranormal. I also wanted to add in a bunch of letters. In the back, we can add this tapestry in red, and I kind of wanted to add a cot under here, just like a little red one next to a fan, and also maybe this box from For Rent. But next to that, we could add a big comfy chair, and I'm also going to add a box here with a wand inside, and we can just raise that up so it'll be sitting on top of the desk. Okay, so here we have our Gryffindor room, if you can even call it that, our nook. We've got some desk clutter on there with all the letters underneath. There are even more paintings in the background there. They are represented by fires, so I did add that flag there from Get Together. And here's how they're looking right now side by side. We're gonna keep it moving all the way over to this one for Slytherin. So Slytherin obviously represented by the snake. Their element is water, and they're known for their roles in leadership, their ambition, their resourcefulness. They can be cunning and proud, and I always thought they were the coolest house. Behind our desk, I'm gonna squeeze this candlestick back there. We could potentially add this flag here from Get Together. I loved the look of the brooms on the wall in the other ones, so I'm gonna add those here too. I don't know how I never noticed this before, but in the Realm of Magic debug, there's this book set called Darley Porter in the Basement of Shadows by UK English lady. It says, follow the adventures of young spellcaster Darley Porter and her friends Harmony Ginger and Rowan Measley as they solve the mystery of the shadowy chamber beneath their high school gym. Stop it right now. I think it just looks cool, so I'm gonna put that in here, but I've always loved that the Sims team has fun with these descriptions. Anyway, you can actually stick some potions on top of these books, along with like other clutter, which I did not know. We can add some plants in here to keep with the green theme. Ooh, since their sign is water, we could add this fountain. And here we have the Slytherin side. These are looking so good all together with like the change in the lighting and stuff. There's a clear distinction between who is who. Here's some of our desk clutter for this one. Apologies, that side looks so dark, but here's what it's looking like on the other side. So here they are all together. We have one more to do at the end. This one is going to be for Hufflepuff, and they are known for their hard work and dedication, their loyalty, and their patience. I've been loving using these desks with like the shelf above so I can add extra stuff on it. So I'm gonna take this one again from Crystal Creations, but we'll use it in a different swatch. These guys are also known for studying herbs and plants, so I wanted to give them the side with the windows. We could add a ton of greenery. They've all been getting like chairs included, so I'm gonna add these ones. These are from Island Living. We could use these plant wall decor pieces from Lovestruck, the Blooming Rooms curtains, and I also want to give them extra potions too. It would be super cute if we added these little seedlings from the greenhouse kit with little gardening pots. I've had it actually so much much on the floor from the greenhouse kit. So we'll just add one more plant over here. And we have our Hufflepuff study. This is the house that I always fell into whenever I did those quizzes. I actually just added even more hanging herbs from Realm of Magic underneath those curtains. But there we go. And this is how they're looking all together. Oh, and I'm gonna give them a sign here too. And I just added a red one over here as well. So there we go. Let me know which book series you want to see done in the rest of this house. I'm definitely thinking some of these bedrooms will be ACOTAR, but it's super fun when you guys get to participate. Let me know what your favorite ones would be, what you would want to see in those rooms. And if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.